Universal Peer-to-Peer is a file-sharing framework with a schema-based infrastructure for exchanging files and their metadata described in XML. The UP2P system relies on the idea that documents are described by specific metadata, formatted according to some metadata schema. These schemas are user-defined, and each of these schemas are shared among a group of peers which define a community. This allows support for specific searches based on resource metadata. UP2P is accessed through a web client and uses the Gnutella peer-to-peer protocol for its underlying data transfers. Let's have a look at some of the things UP2P can do. We'll start with a simple example of how UP2P can automatically generate dynamic content. Let's say we want to use UP2P to store an address book of our contacts. The first thing we'll need is an XML schema of how a contact is defined. This is easy enough to generate using the included schema tool. We'll name our resource person and define a few simple text fields: the contact's title, their first and last names, and their phone number. We can now preview the generated schema and download it for use with UP2P. Now that we have our schema, we can create our community for sharing address book data. We need to define a few fields for the community, such as its title, category, tags, and description, and we'll need to upload the schema that we just generated. As easily as that, the community is created. UP2P has automatically generated create, search, and resource viewing pages using the community schema since we didn't provide any when we created the community. We can now easily create contacts and search through our collection. These resources are automatically made available to any peer on the network that subscribes to the address book community. Communities in UP2P are searched for and downloaded just like any other resource. Now let's have a look at some of the other communities already shared on the Carleton network. When creating a community, the user can upload their own support files to define how resources should be displayed. These files can be of any type, including images, XSL transformation style sheets, CSS style sheets, JavaScript files, and Java applets. Let's see some of this in action. The sample code snippet community uses JavaScript along with Google Code Prettified to provide syntax highlighting to code snippets. When we look at the definition of the code sample community, we see that it provides its own display style sheet and JavaScript, as well as custom search and create pages. When we search for code snippets, we can search by specific metadata, such as what license a code is licensed under, or what language it is written in. These details can also be dynamically displayed when searching the network for new resources. The sample microbiology tutorial community uses the JMOL Java applet to display resource information. The Java applet, as well as the JavaScript to control the applet, are both defined as support files and are shared when a user subscribes to the community. This is just one of many ways to provide a rich resource viewing experience to the end user. Universal Peer-to-Peer is open source software and is freely available under the standard GPL license. If you'd like to learn more about UP2P, please visit our website where a live demo can be accessed, as well as binary and source distributions of everything that was just shown.